Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A long flexible snout as of an elephant. The main stem of a tree, usually covered with bark. The bole is usually the part that is commercially useful for lumber. The body excluding the head and neck and limbs. Compartment in an automobile that carries luggage or shopping or tools. He put his golf bag in the trunk. Luggage consisting of a large strong case used when traveling or for storage. A long flexible snout as of an elephant. The human nose, especially when it is large. A Chadic language spoken in northern Nigeria and closely related to Hausa. The main stem of a tree, usually covered with bark. The bole is usually the part that is commercially useful for lumber. A soft oily clay used as a pigment, especially a reddish-brown pigment. The main stem of a tree, usually covered with bark. The bole is usually the part that is commercially useful for lumber. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. Wool has more body than rayon. A resonating chamber in a musical instrument, as the body of a violin. Invest with or as with a body. Give body to. The entire physical structure of an organism, an animal, plant, or human being. He felt as if his whole body were on fire. The body excluding the head and neck and limbs. A natural object consisting of a dead animal or person. They found the body in the lake. A collection of particulars considered as a system. A body of law. A group of persons associated by some common tie or occupation and regarded as an entity. The whole body filed out of the auditorium. An individual three-dimensional object that has mass and that is distinguishable from other objects. Heavenly body. The central message of a communication. The body of the message was short. The external structure of a vehicle. The body of the car was badly rusted. The main mass of a thing. The body excluding the head and neck and limbs. Compartment in an automobile that carries luggage or shopping or tools. The act of delivering a blow with the foot. An instrument of torture that is used to heat or crush the foot and leg. Cuz to load, an operating system, and start the initial processes. Boot your computer. Compartment in an automobile that carries luggage or shopping or tools. The swift release of a store of effective force. What a boot! A form of foot torture in which the feet are encased in iron and slowly crushed. Footwear that covers the whole foot and lower leg. Kick. Give a boot to. Protective casing for something that resembles a leg. Compartment in an automobile that carries luggage or shopping or tools. Beak-like projection of the anterior part of the head of certain insects such as e.g. weevils. Informal terms for the nose. A long projecting or anterior elongation of an animal's head, especially the nose. Horny projecting mouth of a bird. A long projecting or anterior elongation of an animal's head, especially the nose. Material consisting of seed coverings and small pieces of stem or leaves that have been separated from the seeds. A slender or elongated structure that supports a plant or fungus or a plant part or plant organ. A hunt for game carried on by following it stealthily or waiting in ambush. The act of following prey stealthily. A stiff or threatening gait. Follow stealthily or recur constantly and spontaneously to. Her ex-boyfriend stalked her. Go through an area in search of prey. Stalk the woods for deer. Walk stiffly. Cylinder forming a long narrow part of something. A slender or elongated structure that supports a plant or fungus or a plant part or plant organ. Stop the flow of a liquid. Stem the tide. Linguistics, the form of a word after all affixes are removed. Thematic vowels are part of the stem. A turn made in skiing. The back of one ski is forced outward and the other ski is brought parallel to it. Front part of a vessel or aircraft. Cuz to point inward. Stem your skis. Grow out of, have roots in, originate in. The increase in the national debt stems from the last war. Remove the stem from. For automatic natural language processing, the words must be stemmed. The tube of a tobacco pipe. Any part of an organism such as an organ or extremity. A partition section, chamber, or separate room within a larger enclosed area. A space into which an area is subdivided. Cases used to carry belongings when traveling. Cases used to carry belongings when traveling. A worthless or immoral woman. The portable equipment and supplies of an army. A storage compartment for clothes and valuables. Usually it has a lock. A trunk for storing personal possessions. Usually kept at the foot of a bed, as in a barracks. A fastener that locks or closes. A trunk for storing personal possessions. Usually kept at the foot of a bed, as in a barracks. So exceedingly large or extensive as to suggest a giant or mammoth. A mammoth ship. Any of numerous extinct elephants widely distributed in the Pleistocene. Extremely large with hairy coats and long upcurved tusks. Five-toed pachyderm. The symbol of the Republican Party. Introduced in cartoons by Thomas Nast in 1874. Stretch, a shoe, on a shoe tree. English actor and theatrical producer noted for his lavish productions of Shakespeare, 1853 to 1917. A figure that branches from a single root. Genealogical tree. Force a person or an animal into a position from which he cannot escape. A tall perennial woody plant having a main trunk and branches forming a distinct elevated crown. Includes both gymnosperms and angiosperms. Chase an animal up a tree. The hunters treed the bear with dogs and killed it. Plant with trees. This lot should be treed so that the house will be shaded in summer. The entire physical structure of an organism, an animal, plant, or human being. A motor vehicle with four wheels, usually propelled by an internal combustion engine. A motor vehicle with four wheels, usually propelled by an internal combustion engine. A group that controls the activities of a political party. He was endorsed by the Democratic machine. A device for overcoming resistance at one point by applying force at some other point. An efficient person. The boxer was a magnificent fighting machine. An intricate organization that accomplishes its goals efficiently. The war machine. Any mechanical or electrical device that transmits or modifies energy to perform or assist in the performance of human tasks. Make by machinery. Turn, shape, mold, or otherwise finish by machinery. A motor vehicle with 4 wheels, usually propelled by an internal combustion engine. He needs a car to get to work. The compartment that is suspended from an airship and that carries personnel and the cargo and the power plant. Where passengers ride up and down. The car was on the top floor. A wheeled vehicle adapted to the rails of railroad. 3 cars had jumped the rails. A conveyance for passengers or freight on a cable railway. They took a cable car to the top of the mountain. A motor vehicle with 4 wheels, usually propelled by an internal combustion engine. Travel in an automobile. A motor vehicle with 4 wheels, usually propelled by an internal combustion engine. Remove the bark of a tree. A sailing ship with 3 or more masts. A noise resembling the bark of a dog. Cover with bark. Make barking sounds. The dogs barked at the stranger. Speak in an unfriendly tone. She barked into the dictaphone. Tan, a skin, with bark tannins. The sound made by a dog. Tough protective covering of the woody stems and roots of trees and other woody plants. Either of the 2 large fleshy masses of muscular tissue that form the human rump. An impudent statement. Impudent aggressiveness. Either side of the face below the eyes. Speak impudently to. The front of the trunk from the neck to the abdomen. Furniture with drawers for keeping clothes. The part of the human torso between the neck and the diaphragm or the corresponding part in other vertebrates. Box with a lid, used for storage, usually large and sturdy.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.